Back in 1980, Hublot became the first watch brand to put a gold watch on a rubber strap. It was an iconoclastic move, and for me, that really shows what Hublot's really it's all about. They're about pushing the envelope, whether that is in terms of material innovation, crazy colors, or really interesting brand collaborations. So Zach, we're here at Hublot today. What envelope pushing have they come up with this year?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, pairing a precious metal watch with a rubber strap, that was just the beginning of their pioneering spirit. Since then, as you've mentioned, it's material innovation and even movement innovation. Because today we have the new MP-13 Bi-Axis Tourbillon with a retrograde hours and minutes display. So the 4-day power reserve caliber, the HUB 6200, I believe, is packed inside this now much more compact 44mm case, because the previous MP was actually 49mm. Now you might be thinking, okay, 49 is definitely large, and 44 still is quite large. But having tried it on in the metal, it's very compact lug to lug. And I have a very small wrist, and it's quite wearable. So, you know, don't always believe the dimensions. You have to try things on in the metal. But yeah, so that was a very nice, complex sort of piece, but they also did something quite versatile.
One of my favorite pieces from Hublot this year was the Hublot Classic Fusion Chronograph Orlinski. Now, Hublot's been doing a lot of interesting stuff with artists for a while, you know, and I like the way that when they do these collaborations, it feels like it's not just they're not just putting their name there, they're really letting them have a bit of input.
No, absolutely.
So Hublot started working with Richard Orlinski back in 2017. I mean, this guy is a rock star of the modern art world, and he's known for that really multifaceted style.
Yes, it's very distinct.
Very distinct, but I feel like this year they've done the most wearable one yet. Essentially what it is a bi-compact chronograph. It's got this glossy black dial, which contrasts really beautifully against this brushed titanium case. And look, I mean, it's basically, I feel like it's really wearable. It's a bit like a sports watch, just with a bit of extra interest from that Orlinski connection.
It's art, it's sport, it's comfortable, it's wearable. It's the most versatile Orlinski yet. Right?
Yeah, I think they've really nailed it. Okay, next up we've got the Hublot Big Bang Integrated Tourbillon Full Carbon. Not just half carbon, Zach, it is full carbon and carbon fiber. When we think of carbon fiber, we think it's this futuristic material. We use it for, you know, Formula One, racing car cockpits, and this time Hublot are bringing it to the wrist. But they've done something a bit special. They've combined this carbon fiber, which they're using both for the case and for the bracelet, with this composite material called Texalium or Texalium. I can't exactly remember. It's very, very scientific and futuristic.
Come for them in the comments, guys.
Anyway, what this does is it kind of gives the carbon fiber this beautiful, like, silvery weave that goes through it.
Yeah.
So that on its own is quite eye-catching, but they don't stop there. Then they just happen to like just lob a cheeky little tourbillon into the watch at 6 o'clock. But actually, you know what? It's like these visual pyrotechnics aren't the main thing with this watch. The main thing with this watch is you pick it up and it is light as a feather. It is 68 grams. It's got this barely there presence on the wrist. Forget titanium. Carbon fiber is a whole nother story.
Yeah, look, it's great to have a tourbillon encased in a watch that's so light, but also so robust, very scratch resistant, shock resistant. So this is a high comp that you can actually truly wear every day.
I think there's not many of them about, so if you do fancy one, you better get in there quick.
So speaking of more versatile and really more wearable because of a more friendly dimension, we have new entries into the time-only collection, the Big Bang time-only collection. And now we have these watches in both black magic, which is also more commonly known as black ceramic, and king gold, which is in hue close to rose gold. Again, we have the Zenith Elite base caliber that Hublot is using within these watches, which I wish we bring these into the Classic Fusion line eventually, but that's a topic for another day. And you can still see so that the front of the caliber is on display, date wheel circling around the perimeter, fixated at 6. And yes, these are 40mm watches, much more slender in profile, integrated bracelets. very cool designs, very cool designs. And it's great that we have them in more colors.
And the bracelets have always been amazing. Hublot's bracelets, you can really feel the quality. There's that sort of slinky sort of tactility on the wrist.
And black ceramic, it is a stealth color, but there is still this almost like jewelry feel to it because the facets and the polishing really sparkle as the links articulate. So it really does ooze luxury when it's on the wrist.
That's right.
So, rounding out this rapid reaction, as we like to call it, because look, there's plenty more Hublot releases to dig into. You should head to time+tidewatches.com and await the hands-on and further video reviews.
Always.
But for now, we're gonna round this all out with a Square, because we have 3 new Square Bang Unico flyback chronograph watches. Now, what materials are we using? Because of course, Hublot is always about exciting materials. So we now have the watches in black magic ceramic, white ceramic, and for the first time ever in a Square case, clear sapphire.
Whoa.
Yeah. So this is great because, you know, the Square Bang, it's a new shape for Hublot, or it's a recent shape because we've had previous references.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, last year. And rubber straps, manufacturer flyback chronograph movement. I always like a flyback because I'm always afraid I'm gonna hit reset when I shouldn't. Last thing I wanna do is break my watch. So yeah, super comfortable, super lightweight, and super scratch resistant across all 3 material sets, or 2 materials, 3 expressions. Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna gravitate towards the Square Bang. It's an interesting shape, and yeah.
But it's great to see it's only introduced last year, but you're already seeing serious evolution in the Square Bang category.
Yeah, so look, that's a lot of Hublot to digest in one sitting. Like I said, go to the site for more. And as I always like to say in our rapid reactions and video reviews, I'll see you on the next one.